So I've started doing this podcast using Spreaker. It's a new app where you can actually podcast from your mobile device, whether it's a tablet or a phone, a smartphone. And I found out about this from my friend Mark Clark and decided to give it a shot. So here I am on this Tuesday, headed into work, kind of with a heavy heart because I'm feeling bad for my wife because her father passed away yesterday from lung cancer. And it's tough. I went through this a couple of years ago when my dad died. And all of us have either gone through it or will go through it. And I got to be real honest with you, man. Leaning on the Lord is something I never quite understood. But leaning on Him to give me strength, to get me through what I went through, leaning on Him now to help me, help my wife get through this is something that brings me, I don't know what the right word for that is. I'm not sure. It brings me relief. It gives me something, some comfort, maybe is the right word. But I think that we all should give pause. I think I learned this lesson the hard way. I've talked about this many times about my weekend with God and how He helped me through a crisis with my family involving Hurricane Ike. And I think that we all need to, at the very least, learn from. If you want to learn from me, you can. I ran from this for most of my life and then got back into it when I needed Him. Not sure if He would hear me because I had never asked Him or never had talked to Him and really hadn't prayed. But I did ask for Him. I did ask Him to help me, and He did. And He answered my prayers. And I can tell you that. And when my father was dying, comforted me and helped me come to grips with the fact that it was time for my father to go into His arms and to leave us, and that I didn't need to be selfish, and how I needed to understand that this all is God's plans, and that He had blessed this earth with my father for 85 years, and my father had a good life, and I could honor my father by being the best person that I could possibly be, which is something that I strive for each and every day, not only as a husband and father and brother and son and godson and cousin and nephew and all this kind of stuff like that, but to my friends, to you, my listeners, I try to lead by example. I talk many times about how much I love my wife, and I do love my wife. But I say that for two reasons. One is because I do genuinely love my wife, and two is because I want to show men that there's no shame in loving a woman. There's no shame in that. Now, if you want to be a player, you can be a player. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you can't love a woman like I love a woman and be a player. I'm just telling you that. I've had conversations with Steve Harvey about this in his relationship with his wife, Marjorie. And he says if someone says that, they need to pull his man card, he'll gladly give it up. And I have to agree with him that I would gladly give up any man card if it makes me less of a man to say that I love my wife. I've got no problem with that. But back to my point is that God has helped me, I guess since I've been 48 years old. In the last 4 years, He has truly answered my prayers and blessed me and got me out of situations financially that could have ruined my family. And it's been just one blessing after another. Is it the blessing that I want? I don't think that's important. I think it's the blessing that He wants me to have. And I've come to understand that. And when I can prove to Him that I can be a better steward with my finances, then He'll bless me with a little bit more. And it'll be a little bit more. But I have to be able to prove to God, in my opinion, that I can handle His blessings and do good things with them and not just selfish things. So that's where I am with that. And hopefully this makes some kind of sense to somebody. But it's my first audio podcast using Spreaker, Spreaker, S-P-R-E-A-K-E-R. It's an app. Check it out. I use it on the iPhone, but I'm sure there's an Android version too. Check it out and, start broadcasting. Start letting everybody hear your voice and your perspective on things. It's important. I want to hear your perspective on things. Just, get out there and do it. All right? God bless you all, and hopefully I will talk to you again soon.